Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. And as you can see, we're backed up to a double here. We haven't left town. We're still trying to pick up a job, but where we are is in Coos Bay. We're down here at the Centrex, which might as well be a Home Depot. We're hauling mortar today, and we're going back up north to Newport and then shooting across the 20 through Bend, so we'll be able to see Bend, Oregon today, and all the way to Burns is our ultimate destination. So cutting right through the heart of Oregon. It's going to be 400 miles on the dot, a 7-hour journey, and we are hauling mortar, and that's not like a mortar tube that you shoot, but you know, brick and mortar that holds bricks together. So should be okay. We've got a double, which is interesting enough. It'll make parking it pretty easy once we get to our destination, but the trip may be a little bit difficult. So first big part of this is getting out of the yard, and we've cleared our second trailer there, and the big concern is getting out of the yard and onto the road and making a very hard right turn back on the main strip. So we will take a nice wide approach here, and as soon as we can make a right turn, we shall. Let's go as straight as we can here. No traffic on the left, no traffic on the right. Let's get out there. Cut the wheel, almost clip the sidewalk, and are we good? I believe we are good. Awesome. All right, so that was the first little difficult bit, and we have to get through town. It's 35 miles an hour through the town center, but the way it has us going, there's hardly any stoplights. I mean, once we get onto the road to the left here and we start making our way up to the main town, we should be okay as far as stoplights are concerned. We got the green light. Let's see if we can make it. Nope, can't make it. But at least we have a light to help us make that left turn, because this would be a pretty difficult trailer to get across the street if this was just a three-way stop. Yeah, it's a short one. It's a long load, not a wide load by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly long. We've got some curtain side there and some tarp. Pretty cool looking trailer, if I have to say so. And we'll be able to see the other side of town. We weren't able to see the other side of town whenever we came through. Got the green light here. Let's get through the intersection, get into the right lane. Thankfully, the traffic is light. It's 10:30 in the morning. People haven't gone to lunch quite yet. It does make me wonder if this game simulates the lunchtime rush. I know it simulates like the morning traffic and the morning commute and like the end of day commute, but I don't know if it simulates lunch. But we're going to shoot through town as fast as we can here and get back to the road. Tioga? Not sure what that is. It's probably like a really popular hotel in Coos Bay. I don't know if there's a whole lot to do in Coos Bay, but it kind of looks like that small town feel that I grew up in, for sure. A lot more green. Oh, we got a stoplight, huh? Always a stoplight. All right, no worse for the wear. Hopefully these guys can get going in front of us here so we can get through the light. Sweet. Now this is a 2-lane, one-way. I kind of want to duck out and pass that truck in front of us here, but I'm not here to break any laws. Even though our drivers are doing hard work, if we do get fined, it's not going to be a big deal. But our main goal is to get to Highway 20 here and see some more of Oregon. Thanks to one of my dedicated subscribers, Oliver, he said the 101 Redwood Forest down from where we are to California is absolutely beautiful. So we'll make a stop through there if a load allows, or, you know, if we complete all the loads and you know, we still haven't seen all the roads or there's more interesting things to look at, then I'll just hop in the truck and drive without a load, not be confined with the you know, the pressures of the load, and be our own boss essentially. So it's still 35 through here, leaving town finally. Now this road was a little bit tricksy, but we're up to 65 on the speed limit now. Let's drop the gear and get up to speed if we can. And then over this pointy bridge, which was really cool. We have seen this road before, the road leading into Coos Bay. But maybe on the trip back we'll be able to see something that we haven't seen before. That's always the goal of this series, is to explore a bit and see things that we haven't seen. About to Highway 101, and this guy is peeing on the wheels of progress. It's 65 through here, man. Maybe I should have hopped out. No, it's the dump truck in front of him, it looks like. Or maybe not a dump truck, but a utility truck, maybe. Someone had a bad time in that other lane. Hello, Ossifer. Yeah, there was some locked up brakes, and then a hard right turn into the guardrail. So I'm no crash forensic scientist, but I do have to say that that was probably a pretty hard crash, if I had to make an assumption here. So some interesting switchbacks, and indeed I think we may be able to see something we hadn't seen coming this way. We just had trees on the right last time around, but it looks like this time we have some more interesting landscape to look at. And since we are on this journey, I want to thank you again for tuning into American Truck Simulator. I hope you've enjoyed the ride so far. Still a few more towns to go, so a few more weeks for sure. And who knows how many more weeks we'll do just sightseeing and seeing all the new things. It's always exciting to get in and see some cool stuff, some custom architecture, and some landmarks that residents would know just by looking at it. They do their homework, I do have to say. It's a shame it'll take them forever to get to me and my neck of the woods at their current rate. But I do wonder if in the future, yeah, it's 35 through here, truck's slowing down a bit. We don't want our trailer to sag in the oncoming lane, that's for sure. But it does make me wonder, you know, the size of the western coast is pretty big as far as state square footage is concerned. And then the more east you go, the smaller the states get. So I wonder if there'll be a bundle, a Midwest bundle. I'm sure I mentioned that before, but you know, I'm just wondering how they're going to complete development on all 50 states, or are they eventually going to open it up to the modders? I mean, they've opened up a bit. There is a coast-to-coast mod. I think, actually, like the coast-to-coast mod was one of the first mods for American Truck, but, you know, they could only use the stock assets from California, Nevada, and, what was it? Not New Mexico, Arizona. So they had 3 states worth of, you know, stuff to do. And you can see the difference in just Oregon, just north. So, you know, you can't really do trees when you only have one tree to choose from California, or, you know, no trees in Nevada. So the further east you go, you know, I think more DLC coming out will help the modding community. And at least make the coast-to-coast mod a little bit more appealing until SCS can do something. I wish, and I could see why they don't, for reasons of PR. You don't want to say, yes, we intend to do all 50 states and they will be done by a certain amount of time, because you never know what'll happen with development. And in fact, the American Truck Sim version 1.0 that was released a few years ago wasn't even this particular scale. People said that the states seemed too small It almost felt like Euro Truck Simulator with California landscape. So they said, you know what, we'll increase our scale size. But what that's going to mean is they needed to redo the 3 states that they had to fit the new scale. But now that that scale is set in stone, I think they could plug away on the next couple states. Well, there's someone over there taking pictures by the river. It really reminds me of Grand Theft Auto 5 and the canyon there. Well, we don't want to run to the back of the cruiser. Hey, Oregon State, you mind clearing the way a bit, bud? You did not yield to oncoming traffic, sir. And if I was a police officer, I would indeed write you a ticket. But that's neither here nor there. It's a good thing he got in front of us, otherwise he'd be stuck behind us. I don't know how long until we reach Highway 20, but I think we go past the beach here, and then Highway 20 will be an easterly turn from this road. We just have to get there, really. Good to pick up speed, though. If we can get up to 65 with this monstrosity, we'll certainly try. I've got the biggest engine available in this thing. I think it's in the 750 or 800 horsepower range, so certainly horsepower isn't going to be in want. Yeah, let's just get to top gear, put her on, well, 55 then, we'll do that. Looks like we are coming into a small town, so as soon as we get into town, we get shut down to 45. And I don't remember what town that was, but we do have a service station here. In between episodes, oh, can we make the light? Please tell me we can make the light. If not, I'm going. Sweet, we'll go. I fixed the truck. There was, I wouldn't say substantial damage, but enough that the bill was more than the deductible. I think it was $600 or something like that. Is $10,000 worth of damage. Are you turning left here, good sir? I believe you might. All right, clear the lane. All right, on our way to Salem. Yeah, this is Newport here. And I think Newport has the turnoff to the 20. So we need to be on the lookout for that. It's a shame this route doesn't take us down any of these roads, but I can see why not. If this was something like Assassin's Creed or something, I could just shoot through the town and take a boat across the river, but this is American Truck, and no such luck there. So across the Newport Bridge, we have that little fishing marina down there. And that massive Walmart, that's almost like a big old distribution center. And then the Pacific Ocean. Out there is Japan. Well, Hawaii, and then Midway, and Wake Island and Guam in the Philippines. But actually, I'm not sure what latitude Oregon is compared to Japan. If you sailed, directly west, where would you end up? It's one of those things that you wondered as a kid, like if I drilled straight down into the ground where I am now, where would I pop out? And if you watch Looney Tunes, the answer is obviously China. But it's like people have posted on websites, depending on where you are, we will calculate exactly where you would pop out of the ground if you drilled straight down through the liquid hot magma and the pressure of the core and all that good stuff. That gets me thinking, and that's probably pretty dangerous, but I'm surprised these simulator companies haven't made like a drilling simulator or a mine-making simulator. I know, terrain manipulation and all that stuff is a pretty high ask of, 25, huh? We got to pass through the land of the Newport Newsies. But terrain manipulation in video game design is, pretty difficult if you're not familiar with it, especially like SCS, who's familiar with driving. Mining and terrain manipulation might not be the best thing. I don't remember Playway. That was the company that made Car Mechanic Simulator. They delved into, different simulators of the like. I don't know what the ratings are as far as their games are concerned. I think Car Mechanic is rated fairly well. I enjoyed Car Mechanic. The latest Car Mechanic was cool. It was a definite improvement over the last iteration. And it gets me excited what the next couple of Car Mechanics will be. Car Mechanic for me is kind of like Farming Sim. I won't get it every year, but I will pick it up every 2 or 3 years, just because there's enough change between the years, 2 or 3 years rather than from yearly to yearly. I'm the same way with sports games, really. When it comes to like NHL, I think NHL 15 was my last NHL game before I got 18 or 19. Yeah, I got 19. The one with PK Subban on the cover. And it had been 3 years since I had an NHL game. And that's kind of how I like my simulators. Simulators are kind of like sports games in that there really isn't a big change from year to year if they are a yearly sim, like Car Mechanic kind of is. But, if you go from 2 or 3 years apart, then you see a massive difference in graphics and gameplay. I am excited for Farming 19, though. I'm trying to finish up my Farming 17 achievements. I'm sort of an achievement hunter like that. So I'm achievement hunting that, and I'm achievement hunting Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I've completed the main quest, the Cultist quest line, and the 4 Mythical Creatures quest line. So now it's just topping off to level 50, doing odd contracts, performing an overpowered strike from each different weapon type. Just a few housekeeping achievements. I got most of them through gameplay, and I think that's what you need in a game, is a sense of accomplishment. Games like EU4 are so specific, and there's so many achievements. It does promote replayability, but if you wanted to 100% Europa Universalis 4, for example, you have got an uphill battle for sure. I think there's 210 achievements in that game, and some are okay, like, have a royal marriage. That one's pretty easy. But then you get this oddly specific ones like, as the Holy Roman Emperor, own territory in Japan, and it is oddly and weirdly specific, and it forces you to play a certain way. And I mean, that's cool, but not for me. You'll never see me achievement hunt games that I feel are out of the way or really monotonous. Like American Truck, I did 100% American Truck before the Oregon DLC came out, and it was things like, have or haul each different type of heavy cargo. That's fine. I mean to. I want to. Sounds fun. But if it was oddly specific, like, take a bulldozer from Sacramento, deliver it to Reno, and then do a lap around the town with a car trailer on your back, or something like that. That's the kind of achievements I don't get into. What I will get into is Top Gear and hit 65 here. For crying out loud, what are we doing? But I have been enjoying Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, as you see this, last week, but as for me, today. And boy, I mean, it looks amazing. It's a shame it's not on PC. I mean, I have the hard drive space on console, but, if you watch my channel, I'm a PC gamer. I record for YouTube from PC games. I don't record from console, so as I keep up my YouTube schedule and play the series that we've established here on the channel, it doesn't leave a whole lot of room to play console games, really. But I will get to it. That game looks too good to pass up. But what I might do is wait for a sale. I don't know how stingy Rockstar is on their sales, but, Black Friday is coming up, Thanksgiving, and that's a big time for games to go on sale. Ooh, we are on the unbeaten path, ladies and gentlemen. So as I was babbling on, we indeed found a brand new town. Where exactly are we? I don't know. But the Fallen Hero Memorial Highway. That's pretty cool. Does the Fallen Hero Memorial Highway exist? Probably most definitely. Along Highway 20. I don't know who is recognized there, if it's all who have fallen. Is it a like a state trooper? Or is it more military? Or is it everyone? Hello, Combine. John Deere. Well, not really John Deere green. A few shades off, but I know what you're all going for. Has John Deere copyrighted John Deere green? Or they trademarked that specific hue? Like if you paint, if you buy that paint, John Deere gets a profit or a little bit of a cut? Maybe. But it's things like video game developers. If you were to make a farming sim and you, unlike Giants, didn't have a license with John Deere to replicate their equipment and colors and all that good stuff, could you paint something John Deere green and have them not sue you into oblivion? That is indeed the question. There's a rundown farm by the railroad tracks. All right, so along Highway 20, it feels very foresty, as Oregon is. We've got 3 hours left in the trip. And we were supposed to go through Bend, was it? Oh, hello. Is that sort of like it's like a Wild West town. I tell you, if we were driving on our own and didn't have a load, I would pull over and take a look at what those are. There may be some Easter eggs on those signs or whatnot. Let's go ahead and shift to top gear and save some fuel. We're a little bit low on gas, but I think we will make it. Looking at the fuel gauge, we're above a quarter tank, so we're fine. Especially this scenic view here. What river is this that cuts through the middle of Oregon like this? It's very scenic. I imagine good fishing along this lake if it is permitted. There's some rivers and lakes that A, you can't fish, or B, you don't want to fish. Because, you know, there's a power plant right next to it or something. Tell you, if there's one thing City Skylines taught me is be careful where you put your sewer outlet. That is for sure. Or more importantly, where do you put your sewer outlet in regards to your water, you know, your water pickup? Because you don't want to be pumping poop into people's faucets or people's plumbing. Let's keep up the alliteration. I'm a poop pumper in people's plumbing. All right, let's go. Let's see if we can get up to 55. A little bit of a hill climb here. Come on, engine. Down to 11th gear. There we go. Now we're getting some speed. Let's get up to 12. Can we squeeze a little bit more speed out of this thing? It is a double yellow, so we don't have to worry about any idiots passing. At least in American truck. I imagine if this was real life, people would be peaking still. I don't know how good at drivers Oregon drivers are, but if this was Washington State, you bet your bottom dollar that someone would be jumping out there, passing you on the, I was about to say the apron. I'm in NASCAR mode, but passing you on the shoulder just to get around you. With some interesting switchbacks here. I tell you, looking at the GPS from where we left, Coos Bay, into California, that was a windy, twisty road. And it may be better if we did do that without a trailer. Certainly, a double trailer would be a bit tricksy going down to California like that, at least on that particular road. But yeah, Highway 20 looks pretty serene. It looks like a good way to avoid the I-5 traffic. You know, if you were going somewhere and could take the 20, you might take the 20. Looks pretty open. And it's odd, you know, you get so much forest that it's odd to see a clearing. Are those horses over there? No, that is a silhouette. It's like a cutout. Makes me wonder if that is actually along the road. Or if maybe it was flavor. You know, that'd be a good question for the developer. And I don't know if it's been asked or not, but how much liberty Do they take with the scenery? All right, reduced speed, 45 with a stoplight. Can we make the light though? No, we cannot. Back it down. We are in Bend, Oregon. 8 out of 14 on the Beaver State Achievement. Let's take a look at Bend here. We're going to go buy it. Massive Walmart here around the bend, if you will. And we're going to be taking the highway continuing on. Looks like that truck may be going to the Walmart Center. A lot of cars in that parking lot. It looks like Bend has the Walmart and that's about it. Maybe that's why we haven't been getting any deliveries to Bend or through Bend. Come on, let's get up this ramp. Once we can crest the hill, we'll be in like a dirty shirt. There we go. I'm surprised it's 55 through here, if I'm honest. It kind of feels like we're still in a residential. I mean, there's a stoplight. Although this is kind of like the highway nearby us that has stoplights. Like it's a 55 speed limit, but you better be ready to stop. Really? Y'all are gonna be like that. Well, we made the light. Truck behind us didn't. Going around. If that's that same box truck that's been holding us up, I'm definitely gonna see if we can pass him here. We'll keep 35, but that will be more than enough. Yeah, he's turning right. Aha! Get away from me. Sweet, another recruitment agency. It's about time for me to buy another garage. Definitely here in Oregon so that our drivers can get the Oregon cargo down through California and whatnot. I kind of want to have a garage in every state. That would be pretty good logistics-wise. That way everything is covered by a driver rather than focusing everyone out of one state and they might not be able to reach every city. So probably Portland would be the next place for a garage, and I have plenty of money to do it, and that extra recruitment agency will allow me to see more drivers. Let's go. So Klamath Falls down south, and we are continuing on to Burns. It says we've got 2 hours and 22 minutes to go. Hopefully we can get into a place with no stoplights here, and that is bright and reflective. It is 5 p.m. We're going to get there around 7:30 at night, according to the GPS. Assuming we don't run into any more lights. We do have a left turn coming up, so we're in the correct lane. And I still believe we're in Bend. We're passing the Tesla dealer here. And yeah, we'll be needing to get into the turn lane. Hopefully by then we'll be good to go. Yes! That is what I'm talking about. Left turn, Clyde. All right, and away we go. Lane is probably going to merge up here. Oh no, it's going to split. Nice, split highway. Can't argue with that. But I still believe we're in city limits, though. At least the speed hasn't climbed. Yeah, that's what I figured. Another stoplight. And of course they have a turn lane, which is going to slow us up. Maybe we should have stayed in the right lane. I didn't know what that car in front of us was going to do, though. Every time I see that brown Charger, I think Sheriff's Deputy. It just throws me off. Lumberjack the Musical. Only at Lamps. Is Lamps a town that I need to be aware of? Or is it a place, a destination? Not sure. Because this thing came out before the whole lamp meme, didn't it? The moth who was all about the lamps. Not sure. Passing a cheap goods. Oh, and a fast food. And the restaurant's actually just called fast food. Let's see what we got here. I have great solutions for your little business. Suave looking fellow. Tell you, if you can't trust a man in suspenders and a bow tie, then who can you trust, right? If that's the case, then Steve Urkel is the end-all be-all. Yeah, it looks like this lane is merging up, so I'll go ahead and get into the left lane. Don't want to wait for the last minute. In fact, let's trap this Cadillac. Excuse me, good sir. Oh, you scum! What are you doing? Just forced himself on over. Well, I guess if you drive a Cadillac, you're entitled to. Tell you what. So this kind of feels like Arizona and Nevada now, here closer to where we're heading. See if we can get up to speed here. At least it was a nice day. I expected the rain chances to be pretty high up here in Oregon. Let's get top gear. Set our cruise. Set it and forget it. Oh, road work, huh? Now what? Do we have to stop? Oh, the lane is pretty narrow through here. So thank you for not closing the lane, but this is a little bit dangerous if I'm gonna... It's a good thing that dump truck wasn't coming right then and there. It does make me wonder how the AI navigates such things as that. It's pretty tricky if they're used to following the center line, although making the Roval for NASCAR racing, I learned about AI pathing and whatnot, so I'm sure they're able to path around that. Sabrina has leveled up. One thing I do between episodes is make sure that the drivers invest 3 ticks into long distance. That way they can reach anywhere on the map from their current garage. And then I put everything in the hazardous cargo, 1 point in each of the different categories, and then I specialize in high value first so that they're bringing in the most money. And then I just sort of let them stay balanced, figure it out themselves. Fuel is the one thing, both I think in this game and Euro Truck, that is kind of pointless. I mean, I've never maxed out fuel first to see how much savings I do get. I'm sure it's quite a lot, and that's what I'm doing now on my particular profile, since I literally have 5 of everything else. Oh, that's a fire truck. I don't know if you heard that honking, but a fire truck is responding. That does remind me of Emergence NYC, or whatever that game is coming out, that takes place in New York, where you can be a police officer, a firefighter, or a medic. First responder simulator. I think if those games are done well, they would be really, really cool. All right, reduce speed ahead. For the time being, let me turn on my lights here. It is starting to get dark. It's 6 p.m. 45 through here, eh? Well, we can do that. And I imagine there's going to be, oh man, a massive truck stop over there to the left. Or at least a rest area. Yeah, this place is pretty wide open. For sure. Only like a little kink in the road. It feels like we've been on this road before when the last episode when I was talking about Yakima and what it looked like. We were driving through similar terrain to this. I'm glad the trucks in front of us are maintaining a pace, though. We haven't really, you know, accordion affected up to them to where, like, they speed up, so we speed up, but then they slow down, and we have to slow down, but then they speed up. And it's just a vicious cycle. If people in front of you are accordioning, just stay one speed, man. Just keep your average speed, give them some distance, and just ride, and let them figure it out. Everyone else behind you will thank you. For sure. All right, so less than an hour, 45 miles to go. We should start to see our drop-off point come up on the GPS soon. We will definitely have to fuel up off camera and take another rest. That way it's daytime when we travel. And as far as our destination, there's some towns out east that we haven't seen. We've been hanging around the middle to western side of Oregon, Portland and the like. So it'd be nice to sort of get out and see what's close to Idaho. Maybe see some potatoes. All right, so someone's farm is up here, and it kind of looks like we can rest at their farm, which is awful nice of the farmer. Lakeview to the right. All right. Are we getting into some sort of city limit here? Yes, we are in Riley, which is not a marked destination on the map, but marked by a street sign. I imagine Riley might be pretty small in real life, but it's along Highway 20, so we just went through it. Riley, Oregon. You're leaving before you know you're even here. Big fields. I don't know if these are harvesting fields or if they're just like a grass field or something, but a lot of it for sure. Now that's an interesting, okay, so it's a massive way station, repair center, rest area, fuel stop, and it looks like our destination is not too far past that, so I think I know where I'm staying tonight. It does, you know, putting yourself in the shoes of a truck driver, there's the places that you pull off to sleep, and then there's places like this coming up to sleep, and I imagine whenever you see something like this, you're just like, thankfully I can get a shower, I can get like an actual cooked meal, like your morale has to go up when you see something like that. All right, we'll go ahead and get over into the right lane here. I'll definitely be paying a visit to that truck stop service center on the left. Massive rest area there. We have found Burns. That's city number 9 out of 14. So we've got 5 more cities to look through. We're over halfway through seeing all of the sites. But definitely not halfway in seeing all the roads. That is for sure. I definitely want to see all the cool stuff. Another 2,000 from Susan. Good job, Susan. And it looks like our FedEx drop-off is going to be on the right. Couldn't read that sign, but they got that road blocked off. Passing a Motor City. The first thing you look for when you come to a new town is like, where is their fast food? Which I imagine the Walmart would have something like a combo Subway or a combo Burger King. I know in the Army, whenever you went to a military post, the PXs always had Burger King and Cinnabon. I think they have a contract with AFES, the Army and Air Force Exchange Service. It's sort of like the provider of all the goods for AFES, or for, you know, the post. The reasonable facsimile Walmart. All right, looks like our drop-off is going to be on the left in this yard right here. Yeah, there it is, right there. We'll be pulling forward. Let's see, so how does one get into this piece? It's going to be a really wide swing. We may have to get up on the sidewalk just a skosh. And then cut it hard. Gates opening up. Thank you, good sir or madam. All right, in we go. Straighten her out. This may be a little tricksy to round this corner with that trailing trailer. We can pretty much straighten out now. Let's get to the extreme edge here. And there we go. As straight as we're gonna be. Right there. So let's just pull this trailer on through. Hopefully it counts before we get to the pallets there. There we go. Sweet. Let's detach and see what damage we did to it. Excellent delivery, 401 miles, $14,000, 800 XP. About halfway through level 32, level 31. And that's a good one. Let's take a look at what kind of jobs may be coming out of this particular city of Burns. So we got Klamath Falls, which we did pass and see. Eugene's going back the other way, back to Reading, back to Coos Bay. That's basically the run we just did backwards. San Rafael, Fresno, Oxnard, nothing really good is coming out of here. But what we might do is sleep and see if we can get something going to Ontario or Eugene. But we do have to see Lakeview, we do have to see Klamath Falls, and we do have to see Medford. So those are the 5 cities that we need to see. And I'm surprised we didn't get Eugene already. That's a shame. But for now, what I'm going to do is fuel up, go ahead and fix the truck, because why not? The little road damage, get a sleep, and then see what the job market looks like in the next episode. But that's going to do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode of American Truck Simulator. Take care.